Hi everyone, and welcome to the Metera version 0.1 demo. We will showcase the features described in the specification document for version 0.1, including creating an instrument together with its associated vault, minting and burning ETKs, and balancing the vault. We will go step by step through the actions necessary to initialize an oracle in a portfolio, and then proceed to interact with the portfolio from the perspective of a user. The video for this demo is split into two panes. On the left side, we have a friendly interface to interact with the demo script, and on the right side, we have the raw output logged from the Cardano Plutus bot that executes the demo script. Are we ready? Let's do this. First, we create an oracle. Our example instrument for this demo is a portfolio of 4 tokens: apples, bananas, cherries, and oranges. The target distribution of tokens in the portfolio is driven by an associated weighting function that is informed by a ratings oracle. Oracles are decentralized applications that publish information on-chain for other applications to consume. Typically, oracles are used to post information from the off-chain world to the blockchain. Once it launches, Metera will use multiple oracles per portfolio to inject dynamic asset prices and ESG ratings into sophisticated weighting functions that are calibrated to implement interesting or optimized ESG index funds. Furthermore, oracles can really be used to provide any other information that may be relevant to allocating the asset weights in the portfolio. Basically anything that the portfolio designers can think of that the blockchain can handle. However, for simplicity in this demo, we use a trivial oracle that just directly tells us what the distribution of tokens should be. Our oracle assigns an integer rating to each of the 4 tokens, and our weighting function sets the target distribution of tokens according to the relative ratings of the tokens. We'll initialize the oracle's ratings at 2 apples to 3 bananas to 7 cherries to 1 orange. The weighting function also assigns the amount of ETKs that should be in circulation based on the amount of underlying assets held in the portfolio. Our example uses a simple formula here. The amount of ETKs in the circulation will be equal to the total sum of tokens in the portfolio. The green checkmark indicates that the oracle has been created and the initial token ratio information posted. Next, we proceed to create the portfolio vault. This is a UTXO that holds all the liquidity for a given instrument, and it represents the main point of interaction between a user and an instrument. Okay, the vault has now been created. With the portfolio's vault and oracles in place, the setup of the instrument is now complete. In the real world, many such vaults will coexist and provide a plethora of portfolios for people to interact with. Let's explore how a user can interact with the portfolio. To begin, we'll mint and send 100 of each of the 4 tokens to the user's empty wallet. Note the delay between submitting a transaction and seeing the result. We must wait for the transaction to make it into a block and then for several confirmations afterwards in order to reduce the odds that it will be rolled back by the blockchain. Just so you know, the odds of rollback should decay exponentially as more blocks are stocked on top of the transactions block. Alright, the user's wallet now contains the funds. And thus, this veritable whale of a user is ready to interact with our example portfolio. The user has found the instrument via the Metera web interface and is interested in investing in our portfolio. Based on the information given by the oracle, the weighting function shows that the user can deposit 16 apples, 24 bananas, 56 cherries, and 8 oranges into the portfolio vault in order to receive 104 of the portfolio's ETKs. The user is happy with this arrangement and proceeds to submit the deposit transaction. The user's transaction succeeded. We see that the user's wallet now holds 104 ETKs. In the meantime, Metera sees that some of the ratings and market have changed in the real world and consider that the oracles should be updated. Metera will now use a smart contract to update the ratings oracle from 2 apples, 3 bananas, 7 cherries, and 1 orange to 7 apples, 1 banana, 2 cherries, and 3 oranges. The oracle information has been updated. The user sees on the Metera interface that the vault is now out of balance. Balancing it would require 16 bananas and 40 cherries to be withdrawn in exchange for a deposit of 40 apples and 16 oranges. The user thinks that this transaction is a good arbitrage opportunity and is willing to proceed with the rebalancing transaction. Success. The portfolio's waiting function approved the asset exchange. The user now decides that they want to liquidate part of their position and withdraw their share of the underlying assets. They decide to withdraw 28 apples, 4 bananas, 8 cherries, and 12 tokens in exchange for 52 of their ETKs. The vault validates the transaction, and the user's wallet now contains 52 ETKs, 72 apples, 96 bananas, 92 cherries, and 88 oranges. This brings us to the end of the demo. A couple of closing notes. The demo bot is built with Plutip, a tool that we have developed to spin up a local private testnet with real Cardano nodes, submit some transactions, and then spin down the testnet. In other words, the transactions go through real Cardano nodes that are no different than the nodes on mainnet right now. For a friendlier experience, we abbreviated all tokens used in a demo to emojis. The token's actual policy IDs and token names are displayed in the legend at the bottom left of the video. Thank you for your time, and we hope that you enjoyed our showcase of Metera version 0.1. Cheers!